Welcome to ChessWhiz TV episode 383. Nice, it's a palindrome. I'm your host, The Wiz. Today we're going to give you some advice in chess, hopefully just in chess. It turns out human beings do not like advice. Have you learned that yet? Have you realized that nobody around you wants to hear what you think? If you haven't yet, you're kind of young because it's true. Now, there's one exception to that. I'm on the internet, so I can say whatever I want. If you don't like to hear advice, there's an X up in the corner. It's red. You can click it and I'll be gone. Just like that. So that means I can give you advice. That's pretty cool. Let's go see if anyone's challenged me here on leadchess.org. It's a place where you can play chess. Looks like maybe they have. I've got a challenge from Vila Brandon. So let's play that. It looks like chess to me. Okay, so we're going to play some chess right now. So I learned the hard way that people don't like advice. There's really two kinds of people. You could see in the, hey, you got to make a move. I give you some advice, move a chess piece. Come on, man. There we go. I was a major advice giver when I was a kid. Like, I was raised in kind of a rule-oriented family, if you know what I mean, where everything is either right or wrong. There's no gray area. It's black or white. And so when someone was doing something in the wrong category, I was out there giving advice. And it turns out, now that I'm an adult, that wasn't a great idea. I actually shouldn't have been doing that. I'm gonna play this move. No one can tell me I can't because you guys don't have microphones. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I got some pawns right here. So he's played a fianchetto, which obviously that's a GL. It's good luck, right? Obviously that's a bad move because he spent 2 moves invested in his bishop, and this pawn is doing nothing. Meanwhile, I haven't spent any moves, so obviously that's better. I'm just joking. Anyway. Oh, now this is a bad move. Now this is bad. Now I gotta tell you, Vila Brandon, that's a bad move. The reason, of course, is because you made it and I didn't. No, I recommend moving all of your pieces once in a game of chess. And pieces is specifically pieces, not pawns. It's something that not everybody knows, but a pawn is not a piece. That's why you can say, I'm down a piece for a pawn. And that means not a pawn for a pawn. You know what I mean? So anyway, move all of your pieces once before you start doing cool stuff like this. Like this. That's twice with one piece. As a general rule of thumb, you should do that. That's my first piece of advice. Move every piece once. Now that includes the queen, which is kind of nonsensical because, I mean, you don't want to be moving your queen out there into danger. Might as well not do that, but you should still move your queen. It's kind of counterintuitive, but just moving it a little bit like this, that's still really useful because it allows your rooks to, hey, I wanted a red line. There we go. Hold down shift to get some red lines. It allows your rooks to, he wants to take back. Okay, you can take back. I don't care. He's like, whoops, I didn't mean to play knight c3. I meant to play knight takes c7. Sure. Letting the rooks move to whatever file is best for them is really useful. I'm playing, what? In that case, I'm changing my move. That's legal, right? I just noticed that when I play e6, it blocks my bishop in from cool squares, so I'm undoing that. Stream is lagging horribly. Dropped frames, 3,000. There's good news. I am recording this, so on YouTube you won't be able to tell. But your complaints are correct. The stream is lagging horribly. How can I fix that? Yes. So I had a poor internet connection, but I'm fixing it right now. Now I have 2 poor internet connections. Okay, so he did have a reason for this. He wanted to play his knight here so he could play f4. But my opinion on that is that he should have moved every piece once. Didn't I already tell you my opinion? That's another problem people have. They repeat their opinions 10 times over and over and over. So I was at lunch with some people yesterday. Big mistake having lunch with other people because then they talk instead of you. The whole thing becomes a real drag. So anyway, one of them was like telling the other that they were wrong. Have you ever done that before? Tried to tell another human being they're wrong? Wow, that is a frustrating activity. What if I play knight here? So I haven't moved all my pieces once yet, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move all my pieces once. And that's, I think I've moved this one. I think castling counts. Is that just a king move or is this a rook move? I'll have to ask the people who make the rules. Okay, I've moved every piece once. Now that I followed my own advice, let's see if I can get my own bishop trapped. Hopefully not. So this one person at lunch was, my bishop. I'll capture toward the center. That's my next piece of advice. Don't capture away from the center. Ever. Don't ever do that. It's awful. Okay, so the internet connection is much better. Fixed. Smiley face. I'll put that in the chat. Okay. I'm running out of time. Want to trade? Want to trade stuff? I'll trade. They were repeating at lunch their argument, their position, their opinion over and over and over and over. It must have been 10 times. Like imagine a conversation like this. Cheese is good. And then the other person says, "Well, spinach." And then the first person's like, "Cheese is good." And then the second person is like, "Well, what about getting up early?" And then the first person's like, cheese, good and cheese, they're the same. Cheese and good, good and cheese. And then the second person is like, are you hungry? It's so missing. Have you ever been in a room where that's happening? Like, what am I doing here? I'm trying to play chess. Hold on a moment. One person, let's do that. How bad can it be? It can only be 100% bad. I mean, after I lose the game, all my pain is over. So just capture this way and give myself doubled pawns. Oh, I fixed my pawns. I'm such a good player. Where one person is so focused on an idea that they don't realize that they're trying to communicate. Maybe they're commuting also with another human being. They're just in their own mind saying things. I recommend listening to what the other person has to say in a conversation. It is a profound way to have a conversation. What you'll notice when you do this is that the other person's not listening to you. If you're not listening, which is what was happening. Oh, I'll move way down here. That seems cool. Ooh, time. I don't like how this move, and then this isn't very well protected. It's going to be like here. Then what do I do to protect it? And then and then check me. So I'll just go back again. You'll realize that the other person has no intention of listening to what you're saying. All they want to do is be heard themselves. And that's just the kind of the human condition. It's kind of too bad. This is an interesting rook in game. I'll push this. I mean, he's got 2 rooks double down on my open file. That's pretty cool. Should I push here? No, I would lose my pawn. Okay, I won't do that. I'm thinking about cheese. It's good. Now, if you listen to them, you'll be like, wow, what they're saying right now reveals to me that they are not listening to me. That was the step that person A was missing, was that they weren't being listened to and they didn't know it. I think I'm transforming into a more aggressive posture here with my rooks. I mean, I'm now this pawn is not as badness. I think that was good. Yeah, I think this is good. Let's get the king into the game a little bit more. I like this so far. What if he? Oh yeah, he's waiting around. Okay. Okay. I have an idea. I'm gonna check him. What do you think? If he takes me, then I could take his rook. Is this genius? No, but it's legal, so I'll do it. Sometimes I do illegal things, but often. Oh yeah. I wonder if that was smart, actually. Probably extremely stupid, but maybe smart. If I capture this way, that's away from the center. Yeah, I'll break my own rule. That seems good. His rook can't get in to any of these squares. So my next piece of advice to you is don't be passive. Rooks should be really active in an endgame. It's very important that your rooks do the attacking and not the defending. And in this game so far, I finally got my rooks active. So can I make this into a win for me? No. There's a rule of thumb that says every chess game is a draw if there's rooks in it. And that's what's happening right now. I'm doing my best to stir up trouble for him. I'm doing my best. See how I've got my king more active? I got my rook more active. If I play here, he checks me. It's really hard to win, but I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer to winning this. So do I want to get skewered? Let's check that. This is pretty exciting. Oh, maybe I should have played king here. Messages are coming in. Everybody's following me on Twitch. That's weird. You guys are weird. Why are you doing that? Stop following me. Even Fried Fox Studios is following me. You're all super weird. Hmm. So this conversation went on for like 10 minutes. I don't think I can win this chess game, but I'm going to do my best. Rooks belong behind pass pawn, so I'm going to put my rook here. Or maybe I won't. I will. That was my one chance to get the king back, and I passed on it. Oh, I got another chance. Okay. Okay. So do you think this is a win for me? A rook and a pawn against a rook and a pawn? Uh, my rook is behind my pawn, and his rook, it's not behind his pawn. So that's pretty good for me. I might win this. Wait a minute. I'm winning. What do I do? If I move my king, he can push his pawn. If I move my rook, he could take my pawn. Mm, this is a very interesting position. I should pass. Can you pass in chess? You can run out of time. I had 1 second there. I'm afraid I can't win. I'm afraid it's a draw. Vila Brandon, I failed to defeat you. Unless I lose. I guess that's possible also. Hmm. Maybe I'll lose. Yeah. He's so close to beating me, but he will not beat me. So I kind of passed. I moved everything down the board. Ooh. I will lose. That's not good. Oh, I wish I knew bad words. I would say them right now. That was terrible. Why did I lose that game? It's funny for me because I'm not myself. Oh, wait, I am, and I just lost. Let's play this rated game. Man, GG, he says. Rematch? No, I don't want to play you. You beat me. That was annoying. That was terrible. So when I was a kid, I was so I was so focused on rules. Like for example, my parents taught me about diet. Like you should eat healthy food and don't eat unhealthy food. That was a big thing for D5 for me. And so for example, I was taught, now this might be different for you, but I was taught that dairy is unhealthy. Milk, cheese, yogurt, um, other things made out of dairy, which are escaping my attention because there's a camera looking at me. Those things were unhealthy, and I don't know why. Maybe they cause you to survive longer. For some reason they're unhealthy. Maybe they cause congestion, or maybe I was allergic to them. Everyone's allergic to them. I don't know, but in my opinion, I still think this dairy's unhealthy. People are kind of irrational, and I'm one of them. So I'm irrational. So my cousin was drinking a glass of milk. Now, what am I? Am I going to let that go? No, because I'm a black and white thinker. Time to give some advice. So I'm like, dude, you should not be drinking that milk. Well, why not? He says he's kind of different from me, which most people are, so that's okay. And I said, well, because it's not healthy. And he says, well, how am I going to get my calcium? Now that was no problem for me because I had heard that almonds had calcium in them. So my instant rebuttal, just eat almonds. Problem solved. I can't believe you would ask such a stupid question. Just eat almonds. And he says, you think I should just be like drinking a glass of almonds right now? I'm like, yeah. Yes, you should be drinking a glass of almonds. That's the kind of mentality I had, where I had a rule set in my brain of all the things that were right and wrong to do, and I imposed them on the people around me. Now, I think that's not the best advice. I've actually changed my mind about that. I no longer tell people that they should be drinking glasses of almonds, and I highly recommend, if you're that way, to change to be more like the way I am now, which is to just let people make their mistakes. Wow, what a change in mindset to be like, that person's doing a stupid thing, and I'm not going to tell them to stop doing it. This is a big this is a big paradigm shift for me because because for a long time in my life I had the idea that I needed to tell everybody what to do. And there's probably a few people watching who still have that idea because there's a lot of people watching. I'm a super famous person. So that would make sense that there'd be a few people who actually think that. So this is my advice for you. Stop giving people advice. They don't want to hear it. There's a quote at the beginning of the episode in the countdown that you can't see on the YouTube video. But if you go back to the very beginning of the video and you listen to the music, I put that in for you, by the way. On the left side of the screen is a quote from Benjamin Franklin. He was a cool guy. He was smart. He was inventive, and he was very hardworking. You should respect Benjamin Franklin. He's dead. That's the only bad thing about him. Other than that, he's pretty cool. So he said that wise people don't need advice. That's kind of a stretch. Like everyone can use advice. But he followed up with something so profound I had to put it on the quote at the beginning of the episode. But fools will not take it, what he said. So there's two kinds of people in the world: the people who won't take advice and the people who don't need advice. Therefore, stop giving advice. The only reason I'm giving advice to you right now is because I'm safe behind the shield of the internet. You cannot stab me through your computer screen. Otherwise, I would be stabbed right now. And so, how do I keep getting these backward pawns? Look at this pawn. Nothing can protect it that's a pawn. And it's blocked. Does this remind you of last game? Do you remember last game I had pawns like this? I had a pawn on the same orange circle square that was blocked. No pawns could defend it, and I was stuck defending it. Wow, how does this happen to me? It's completely random. This is another thing that people do, is they find anything to blame but themselves. I advise you to take responsibility for everything. Like, if you don't like the fact that Donald Trump is the president of the United States right now, that's your fault. Why didn't you get out there and campaign against him and tell all your, okay, maybe you did, and tell your friends to all their friends? There were things to tell, I missed some words in there, that you could have done differently. Now, it does seem extreme. Am I getting checkmated? To blame yourself for everything. So I wouldn't use that word blame. I would use take responsibility. It's a huge breath of fresh air to people. The difference between someone who always finds a scapegoat, someone else to blame, and someone who takes responsibility. It is a major step forward in terms of being a mature person to be able to take responsibility for something that's happened. And if you take responsibility for something that's just 10% your fault, that's actually good because you can work on that 10%. What I've found, because I'm an old guy now and I've lived super long on the earth, longer than some of you, and less shorter than some of you, it's true, but fortunately I look very youthful. You can't even tell that I'm 58 years old. I got a YouTube comment once. He was like, "Did you say 55?" I was 55 then. And he couldn't believe that I was actually 55. He's like, "Is there a person on the internet who's lying right now? I need to comment on their YouTube video." Wow, this is really important. I found someone on the internet who's wrong. Hold on. Let me type something in my computer here to fix this problem. Discovered attack on the queen. Do I have any advice for this person? I don't know. My position's really good now, and it was awful before. See this backward pawn? There's a pawn in front of it, and there's a pawn in front of that. That's way, way better for me because he can't really get at it, and instead I'm discovered attacking his queen while capturing bishops and pawns and checking him. This is a lot better. So what was I saying? Hmm. Hmm. Should I take his queen for free? I need your advice right now. What should I do? I think maybe rook a8 because my rook doesn't like being out there. He's getting nervous that he might get traded for something. Some people are like that, you know. I realize that I might get sacrificed for the greater good. Move me back to a8. I'd rather take the queen, I think. He proposes a take back. Okay, combative. Sure, I'll take something else valuable of yours. I'm pressing yes and nothing's happening. That's interesting. Oh yeah, okay, so here's the position. Your queen's under attack. Oh, whoa. Oh, he's taking everything back. He's going to take king f2 back. Okay, that's okay, man. This is just like, it doesn't matter what happens here. The universe is going to burn up, can explode, whatever. And no matter what happens in this chess game, the sun will get bigger and bigger, and then it will engulf the earth, and then no one will remember whether I gave you that take back. So it really doesn't matter. So king f2, then I take this pawn. I'm threatening a bishop. I'm threatening his queen, and he can't save both. So we're just undoing king f2. Things are a lot better now. Anyway. There's really two kinds of people in the world. Thank you, Benjamin Franklin, for highlighting that fact. The kind who needs advice and the kind who doesn't. That didn't sound profound at all. Let's work on that again. Hey, look, a free queen and bishop, same as before. You're making the same mistake twice, combative. The kinds of people who need advice, those are the fools. And the kinds of people who will take advice, that's the wise. You want to be, oh, I'm in check. No, what bad luck. Bad luck. This is not my fault. I was just minding my own business and I got checked. Is it my turn? Why do I have to deal with these problems? Why do I have to fix this? Okay. The stream is lagging again. Okay, the stream is lagging. No, I hate it when the stream lags. Next week it'll be better. I don't have time to fix it right now because I'm making a YouTube video. If the stream is lagging too much for you, what you should do, first of all, follow on Twitch because you love the show. That was someone following. It was Suit Plus. Sweet Plus. It was Sweet Plus. Not Suit. First of all, do that. And then just close the stream. You don't even want to see it anyway. What you could do instead is go to youtube.com/ChessWhiz TV. Don't forget the H and Whiz, and I am not a cheese whiz. And then you can subscribe to that, and the video will be on there. Or you can go to patreon.com/ChessWhiz and support the show, which I would love. I would really love. Please support me. I want your money for free. Most people do. That would be great. And so you should do that instead. And then you'll have the episode right away. Actually, I give the episode quicker to people who are on Patreon and slower to people who aren't as a reward for giving me free money. I mean, you got to have some kind of incentive, right? You're not just going to give it away. Maybe you will. I'm under attack. This is serious business. What if I play here? Take. I'll lose the exchange, but if I play here, it's really passive. What if I play here? That'll distract him. He'll be like, I don't even notice a checkmate. There's a free knight over here. That could save my king for one move. I have to play the passive move. Somehow, Rook F5, which I thought was so brilliant, it's not all it's cracked up to be. I probably should have played my Rook here instead. No, then I just get forked. I'm going to get forked anyway. He's going to fork my Rook and the discovered attack on the pawn. I should give my opponent some advice right now. Follow the theme of the show. This guy's being really aggressive. Can I take the bishop and then move my queen here? Yeah, I can. It'd be pretty awful. His next move is going to be this, so I need to be ready for g5. Open files around the king. This is a chin stroker. This is where you click the gear in the corner and you choose speed 1.5x. Do it. Do it. You are going to be profoundly pleased at how much better YouTube is if you speed up the video by 1.5. The only videos that aren't good that way, the only ones are music videos, because then the music's like, which is actually only a slight degradation, but still, it's a little bit worse. He didn't play g5. My rook's under. Oh, I'm struggling. Because if I play here, he'll checkmate me. No, I don't want to be checkmated right now. Maybe later. He has this move, which he should have done last move. I'm gonna give up the rook for the bishop because I'm in such pain. It's a really good chess player who, instead of, now I'll move my queen here, instead of making nice tactical threats, just causes the opponent pain. You know, instead of being like, fork you and take the rook, he's just like, I notice you're hurting worse than before. Now you want to trade your rook for my bishop. It actually makes people want to commit suicide just to avoid the pain. And that's a very effective way to play. I like that. He still has this move. Yeah, I'm definitely losing this. So let's distract myself with the chat. Andre says, how did you become a wizard? How did you become a wizard, ChessWhiz? It's a really bad story. I was very young, once again, and I was creating an account, a chess account, but not on the chess.org because I was so young that it didn't exist. And I didn't even choose the name. Someone in my family was like, well, how about ChessWhiz? And I took on the name because I like chess the most in my family. So I took on the account ChessWhiz, even though it was not even really intended for me, I think. But it was a horrible, horrible decision because if you haven't noticed, there's a million people on the planet who think it says Cheese Whiz. And that was stupid of me to even go along with that. It's a horrible username. I don't know where people come up with most of their usernames, but they're bad too. But ChessWhiz, everyone, everyone comes up to me and they think they're the wittiest person on the planet. They're like, I bet you can't believe what I just did. I thought your username was ChessWhiz. I bet you really wanted me to tell you that. Is my queen dropped? Ah! I hope you're enjoying the pain I'm in because I can't move here or 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 here. And that's bad for me. So I'll trade my rook for a knight. And then I'll take his queen. And now I'm down 2 exchanges, which is pretty impressive, I think, just for the record. It's like, wow, that's a lot of exchanges you're down. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's even an increment. This is terrible. This is pretty terrible. I should probably start a new chess game. So that's how I got the name ChessWhiz, and I'm not a wizard. I'm a wizard because there's an H. Whiz, I'm a wizard. There's a guy in my nearby in a nearby town who's a urinologist. He's a doctor who looks at your wee wee, and his name is Dr. Wiswell. And I think that's funny, so I tell people that whenever they ask about my username, but it really has nothing to do with it. One person says, I experience lags. Is it my fault? No, it's not. I'm streaming at 2 kilobits per second. It's terribly laggy. I've dropped half my frames this episode. It's really, really bad. I assume nobody's watching right now. I'm going to resign this game. So I'm going to play one more chess game, and this is for the benefit of the YouTubers because no one can see the stream, which is too bad because I think the stream's pretty good. But hey, if you can't see it, you can't see it. There's a lot of streamers out there. Go watch some League of Legends. It's better anyway. League of Legends is so much better than chess because it's newer. Sad but true, StarCraft 1 is better than StarCraft 2, but not really, because StarCraft 2 is newer. Newness is great. Someone told me the other day, you're not going to die for a long time because you're new. And at first I was so confused. What does that even mean? But then I realized it's the opposite of old. Yes, I'm new, so I'm not going to die for a long time. That's actually why I'm really good right now. After I'm old, I won't be as good. And then when I'm really old, I'll be dead, and that's worse too. So newness, it's a thing. You should just be happy with it. What's going on? Why did I push that? I didn't want to push that pawn. I want to take that back. I'm not going to propose a take back though, because I'm not the kind of guy who proposes things. You might end up married that way. So I'll just live with it. Let's see. I shouldn't have pushed that pawn though. I should have left it right there. For those of you who are watching trying to learn how to play chess, I mean like how to play like good moves in chess, don't move that move and then you'll do pretty well. Just don't play that. The reason is if he captures me, back before I play that, then he has these 2 awful pawns. They're really awful because they can't defend each other and they're stuck in front of each other. It's called double isolated pawns. It's another way to say horrible. And so he doesn't want to capture me. So they'll just sit like that. And why shouldn't they? I can control the center very well that way. I'll go like this, and then I'll go like this, because I'm crazy. This is a very weird move, bishop a3. When I first learned about the fianchetto, once again, I was a kid. A lot of kid stories today. But the fianchetto is where you move your pawn 1 square, and then you put your bishop behind it. Just like this over here. See this over here? Yeah, same idea. And when I first learned about this, I thought, what a stupid plan, because your bishop is going to be blocked by your knight. And so why would you ever do that? I was wrong, actually. It's a great idea to do, even though your bishop's blocked by your knight. The reason is knights can move in 1 move. How many moves? This is quiz of the day. How many moves does it take for a knight to move? Right? So it's not very blocked. It's only just a little bit blocked. Free pawn. So that's different from pawns blocking your bishop. Like if I had a bishop behind a pawn. Like this bishop is behind this pawn. How many moves does it take for this pawn to move? Do you see the difference? This pawn or this pawn or this pawn? Do those pawns look like they're moving to you? No, those pawns will not move. And so that makes this bishop really horrible because it can't go anywhere. This is a bad bishop in more ways than one. It's very bad. It's a bishop. It's bad. It's very bad. It's a bishop and it's bad. So that's the difference between a bishop blocked by pawns. That's a lot of moves to get it out. And a bishop blocked by knights. No big deal. So the fianchetto is actually really smart. It turns out I was not, but the fianchetto was. Now the idea I came up as an alternative with. What's up with my words today? I'll play g4. That seems cool. The idea I came up with instead of fianchettoing was to move the bishop out here. Yay! Because then it's not blocked by anything. So I would actually play like the Sicilian, you know, the dragon Sicilian as black, and I'd put my, what are you doing? That's a weird place for your knight. I would actually move my bishop. Okay, I accepted you. I would actually move it out to h6 because it's not blocked by the knight. Turns out that's kind of stupid. Like I'm fianchettoing and then, I went too far. That's not that great. It's better to go here. One of the reasons is this is the most awesome diagonal on the board. Look how long it is. It's tied for longest. This one is not tied for longest, just so you know. So so the fianchetto 1 square, block yourself by your own knight. It's actually, I want to play g4. It's actually quite good. That took me a lot of words to say that. I should work on being concise. Being concise is hard. Why are you moving your knight? Did you request a take back so that I could take it anyway? Go ahead, he says. I feel bad. Here's a free night. Man, you are so generous. That is appreciative of me. My words aren't working, but that's okay. I'm mostly speaking English. Mostly. I saw a sign the other day next to the river. It's like the river bank was pretty steep. Should I lose my rook for nothing? Yes, let's do that. Oh, it's not for nothing. It's for a bishop. Perfect. The bank was pretty steep. So if you're walking along the river, this is sign language for walking along the river, obviously, you might fall in. So there was a sign to warn you about that. And the sign said, get this, the sign said, carefully fall to the river. I thought it was funny. It kind of is what's going on with my brain today. A little bit of wrong words, a little bit of chicken soup, and I've got a checkmate. This is going to be a brilliant, brilliant checkmate because I said discovered. Queen takes queen for free checkmate. Pretty cool. I think he's in trouble now. What about that move? That move, it's defended, and okay, I'll do it. It's defended by the bishop. I'm now threatening a checkmate, and now I can take his queen. That was kind of cool. I think that was a great end to the show. I think it was great. So if you enjoyed the show, you can support the show, patreon.com/ChessWhiz. There's a page where you can do that. There's also a link in the video description if you want to support the show, but there's no pressure to do so. The reason is I want your money, and I feel like if I pressure you, then you won't give it to me. Right there. You can also watch previous episodes on YouTube. You can go back to the previous episodes area where the previous episodes are. I have everything very well sorted. Like the previous episodes are in the previous episodes area, and the episodes that aren't previous, they're not there. So that's really, really, really handy to find things. This has been ChessWhiz TV. Thanks for watching.